I'm drowning in my history, prisoner of past defeats. Tell me what the future holds. Tell me, baby. Terrified of things to come. Paralyzed, I can't.
Old Sonic is back again, basking in the warm light of nostalgia thanks to Johnny Sega releasing the hotly anticipated Sonic Origins collection back in June, featuring remastered versions of the classic Mega Drive lineup, which also includes Sonic CD and hours upon hours of replayability. It's a great throwback which will send blokes and birds across the land hurtling back towards the early 90s faster than the gaggle of grannies rushing to the post office. But being tighter than Terry McTiterton after getting his bird to buy all the drinks, I already own the Mega Drive originals on one of many Sonic compilations Sega already released. So today I thought I'd take a wee look at the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2 from the Mega Drive to see if it's worth playing today. After surviving the wrath of Team Sega last time after my Sonic 1 review and having had extensive Sonic Scientology hypnosis and the promise of being offered 2 or 3 birds, I'm legally obliged not to say anything bad about Sonic 2 at all. Starting the game and hearing the Sega jingle reminds me of a simpler time when Ace of Base ruled the charts, Cups of Tea and the EastEnders omnibus were the norm, and Bull Blokes, Right Said Fred and Richard O'Brien ruled my childhood. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is huge. It may well be the best game on the Sega Mega Drive. The problems I encountered in the first game are not really an issue this time round, and this second outing has been lovingly handcrafted with intricate level design to accommodate Sonic's speed. So now you can pretty much fly for a multitude of new cooler zones which offer a variety of traps, gimmicks and rewards, multiple routes, and more excitement than a Gambler's Anonymous meeting. Yes indeed, Sonic is faster, more responsive, and Johnny Sega have now gifted him a spin dash move which he can do on the fly, and this allows him to build up speed on the spot and propel himself forward. But every hero needs a sidekick. Batman has Robin, Thelma had Louise, Mel Gibson had Danny Glover, and now old Sonic Bloke has teamed up with Little Fox Bloke, Miles Prower, or Tails to his mates. Yes indeed, Tails will follow you in one player mode and essentially acts as an invincible background character who mimics Sonic's moves and helps take out the baddies, collect rings and lend Sonic some much needed support. Sonic 2 is a real game changer. Whilst it still features much of the same platforming as last time, this aspect is a lot more enjoyable with multiple chances to pick up bonus rings and power-ups to take down the legion of Robotnik animals. Even the bonus rounds have had a bit of a DIY SOS Ground Force style makeover with several small mechanisms littered about each stage. Not only do they act as checkpoints but collect 50 rings, activate them, and you'll be whisked off to a half-pipe bonus race where the object is to complete each section by collecting a required number of rings. Survive the hazards, beat the challenge, and you'll be gifted with a cheeky Chaos Emerald. Each bonus race gets progressively harder, so you will have to rely on some old school memorization and Jedi mind tricks to help you through. What's so cool is that just like those annoying in-laws, visiting them is entirely optional and it doesn't detract from the game's enjoyment one bit, but simply adds to it. All the zones are new and improved and shiny, and Sega have wisely kept the underwater stress to a minimum this time round, meaning that you can avoid it for the most part if you wish, or if you are able to take a safer path. New zones include Emerald Hill Zone, a nice introductory set of stages to help the player settle in, the Deadly Chemical Plant Zone full of multiple traps, water and crazy gimmicks, Aquatic Ruins which is very tropical and Aztecian at the same time. There's even a Casino Night Zone where you have the chance to pick up a whole host of bonuses, and even place Wii Sonic into a slot machine. Get in there, my son. Then it's onto the Hilltop Zone, which has a Marble Zone vibe about it, but is actually a challenging and enjoyable romp on hills and underground avoiding lava. There's Mystic Cave Zone, which offers multiple plant-like levers to pull and hazardous crates to conquer. Oil Ocean, which really ramps up the where the hell do I go factor, providing surfaces more slipperier than that dodgy bloke down the market selling DVDs. Finally, we have the Industrial Metropolis Zone, featuring exploding spike bombs, movable nuts and deadly pistons, and then it's on to Wing Fortess for a bout of fisticuffs and platforming perils with Robotnik. Sonic 2 is extremely varied and fast moving, meaning you'll zip along at a nice pace, and it's a very enjoyable gameplay experience overall. Johnny Sega have even done away with the laborious third act for the most part, which was such a staple of the first game, and now you face old Robo at the end of Act 2. Even the boss fights are fun though. I mean, you can err on the side of caution and stick and move, or once you're familiar with the boss patterns, you can spam and get some cheeky cheap hits in. It's such a rewarding game as well, with hidden rooms to find and secret lives for the eagle-eyed player. The graphics are large, bright, well detailed with smoother frames of animation and much more parallax scrolling than ever before. There are also some cool objects in the back and foregrounds. It's really clear to me that Sega have taken their time and put in a ton of work to not only wow the player, but to also offer challenge. Yes, I still got my spiky backside handed to me more times than a dodgy Venga Boy CD, but I never once felt that the challenges were unfair. Yes, there are still a few dodgy enemies waiting to ruin your run, particularly towards the end, but this time around I felt less overwhelmed, more equipped to deal with them, and could easily think through the problem without enemies constantly taking me down before I had a chance to breathe. Plus, with there being so many routes to get to the end, it encouraged me to go off the beaten path to search for hidden goodies. I have to say, the music is perfect, catchy, upbeat, and I find myself now being able to immediately hum the songs whenever I think of the zones. Mystic Cave and Wing Fortess are probably my favourites, but honestly each track perfectly complements the identity of the zone and fits in really well. Of course, there are a few wee things which many other reviewers have already identified that might be problematic for Sonic 2 players. Yes, the aforementioned bonus sections in one player can be super frustrating with Tails, as he does indeed mimic Sonic here, but he's like a second behind, so you have to really anticipate and plan ahead and jump a little bit before the hazard to ensure you both survive. You see, if Tails takes a hit and you don't, he will lose rings, and this more often than not will cost you the bonus round and the Chaos Emerald. I do agree it is super annoying, but it is possible to adapt to this playstyle though, and I didn't get as frustrated with it as I did with the bonus rounds in the last game, as with practice I was able to get a little bit better each time, and I even had, dare I say, fun in these bonus rounds whilst doing this. I can see this being an issue though, but you can always just play as Sonic or Tails alone if you pop into the options menu and make the adjustments, and this eliminates the issue completely, meaning that if you make a mistake then it's on you. Some of the zones will also drive you bonkers, as finding the end will take you all over the place hunting high and low for the exit, so as annoying as this can be, you will always persevere and find the exit. Plus, 2-player mode might result in a bout of fisticuffs as you both battle to decide who should be Sonic and who should be Tails. Tails, even in 2-player mode, can only really follow Sonic and can't do a lot, and half the time Sonic will outrun the screen and Tails completely. However, the little fox is invincible, mind you, and will definitely come in handy for the bosses, so he does have his uses. Overall, I'm gonna say it, Sonic 2 is pure platform perfection. It's addictive, engrossing, and offers hours of exploration fun, and it's just a really good time. So lock your doors, tell your bird it's over, and play what I consider the peak of the Sonic series, as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will seriously take over your life, no doubt. Okay, that will do for another one. I'm off now to Wolverhampton to dust off my checkbook, to pay more alimony to my numerous ex-wives, and to sink a few more pints and talk more pap. I'll see you next time for some more retro goodness.
I'm drowning in my head.